It's a pleasure to have you join me on this virtual journey. Welcome. Welcome to another exciting video, where we'll be shedding light on Shirley Crabtree. Shirley Crabtree Junior, 14 November 1930 to December 1997, better known as Big Daddy, was an English professional wrestler. He worked for Joint Promotions and the original British Wrestling Federation. Initially appearing on television as a heel, he teamed with Giant Haystacks. After splitting with Haystacks, he became a fan favorite and the top star of Joint Promotions from the late years to the early years. In this segment, we'll be unraveling the complexities of early life and exploring its multifaceted nature. Shirley Crabtree Junior was the first child of a blacksmith's daughter and weighed about 12 pounds at birth. He was given the name Shirley, like his father, who was a professional player of rugby league for Halifax RLFC and part of the team that won the Challenge Cup at Wembley in 1931. Shirley was traditionally a man's name but had become popular as a girl's name following the Bront novel, Shirley. In the years, the name was especially associated with the child movie star, Shirley Temple, and so the boy was teased and bullied at school. His father abandoned the family when his son was 7, and so the bullying toughened up the young Crabtree in the manner portrayed by a boy named Sue. As we progress through this video, let's shift our attention towards early career and uncover its hidden depths. Shirley Crabtree Jr. decided to follow in the footsteps of his father, Shirley Crabtree Sr., becoming a professional wrestler in 1952. He first became popular in the late years and early years as a blue-eye billed as blonde Adonis Shirley Crabtree. He won the European Heavyweight Championship in Joint Promotions and a disputed branch of the British Heavyweight title in the Independent British Wrestling Federation before he quit in 1966 following a non-kayfabe campaign of harassment at wrestling shows by former champion Bert Arcerati. He retired for roughly 6 years. During the years, Crabtree owned an underground nightclub in Bradford which is now called Sunbridge Wells. As we progress through this video, let's now turn our gaze towards comeback. In 1972, Crabtree returned to Joint Promotions as a villain with a gimmick of the battling guardsman based on his former service with the Coldstream Guards. It was during this period that he made his first appearances on World of Sport on ITV. Not long afterwards, Shirley's brother, Max, was appointed as Northern Area Booker with Joint Promotions and began to transform Crabtree into the persona for which he would be best remembered. Based originally on the character of the same name played by actor Burl Ives in the first screen adaptation of Tennessee Williams' Cat on a Hot Tin Roof 1958, Big Daddy was first given life by Crabtree in late 1974, initially still as a villain. The character's letters were emblazoned with just a large D and were crafted by Shirley's wife Eunice from the chintz settee of the family home. The character first gained attention in mid-1975 when he formed a tag team with TV newcomer Giant Haystacks, and together they became notorious as villains crushing blue-eye opponents. During this period, Daddy was cheered by the audience for the first time since his comeback, when he entered into a feud with masked villain Kendo Nagasaki, especially when he pulled off Nagasaki's mask during a televised contest from Solihull in December 1975, although the unmasked Nagasaki quickly won the bout moments later. By the middle of 1977, Big Daddy had completed his transformation into a blue-eye, a change cemented by the breakdown of his tag team with Haystacks and a subsequent feud between the two which would last until the early years. A firm fan's favorite, particularly amongst children, Big Daddy came to the ring in either sequined cape or a Union flag jacket and top hat. In addition to his feud with Haystacks, Daddy also feuded with Canadian wrestler Mighty John Quinn. He headlined Wembley Arena with singles matches against Quinn in 1979 and Haystacks in 1981, as well as a tag match in 1980 with Wayne Bridges against Quinn and Yosu Fuji. Later in the years, he feuded with Dave Fit Finlay, Drew McDonald and numerous other villains. In August 1987 at the Hippodrome Circus in Great Yarmouth, Big Daddy performed in a tag team match pitting himself and nephew Steve Crabtree billed as Greg Valentine against King Kong Kirk and King Kendo. After Big Daddy had delivered a splash and pinned King Kong Kirk, rather than selling the impact of the finishing move, Kirk turned an unhealthy color and was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Despite the fact that the inquest into Kirk's death found that he had a serious heart condition and cleared Crabtree of any responsibility, Crabtree was devastated. He continued to make regular appearances into the early years, but he eventually retired from wrestling altogether in 1993 to spend the remainder of his days in his hometown of Halifax. During his career, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher and Elizabeth II said they were fans of Big Daddy. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze personal life from different angles and evaluate its significance. Crabtree was a professional rugby league footballer for Bradford Northern. His temper often forced him off the pitch early. He also had stints as a coal miner and with the British Army's Coldstream Guards. His brother Brian Crabtree was a wrestling referee and later MC, while his younger brother Max was a bookkeeper and later proprietor of Joint Promotions. His nephews Steve and Spencer Crabtree also had wrestling careers. Steve wrestled in the Ers and Ers, billed as Greg Valentine, named after the American wrestler of the same name, while Spencer wrestled as Scott Valentine. Both worked as tag team partners for their uncle. Another nephew, Earl Crabtree, is a former rugby league footballer for England and the Huddersfield Giants. Crabtree died of a stroke on 2 December 1997 in Halifax General Hospital. He was survived by his second wife of 31 years, Eunice, and 6 children. With the groundwork laid, let's now examine other media and its connections to our previous discussions. Big Daddy had his own comic strip in Buster during the early years, drawn by Mike Lacey. In 1982, ITV planned to build a TV program around Big Daddy as a replacement for the popular children's Saturday morning Tiswas show. A pilot for Big Daddy's Saturday show was shot and a series announced, but Crabtree pulled out at the last moment, leaving the hastily renamed The Saturday Show, presented by Ela Street, Claire and Tommy Boyd. A stage play by Brian Mitchell and Joseph Nixon, Big Daddy vs. Giant Haystacks, premiered at the Brighton Festival Fringe in East Sussex, England between May 2011 and subsequently toured Great Britain. Big Daddy is referenced on Luke Haynes' 2011 album 9 Psychedelic Meditations on British Wrestling of the Ers and Earlies, as the owner of a Casio VL-Tone synthesizer. In late 2021, Big Daddy had a retro figure released through Chella Toys for a 2022 release. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore video games through a fresh lens, unlocking new perspectives. Year title note: 2002 Legends of Wrestling II video game debut. Exclusive to European version. Video game appearances. With our foundation established, it's time to explore championships and accomplishments and its relevance to our overarching theme. British Wrestling Federation. British Heavyweight Championship 1 time. European Heavyweight Championship 2 times. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video.